Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be doing a review on these Hawk boxing gloves. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so today we're going to do a close-up weigh-in and review on these Hawk boxing gloves. These are a budget entry-level boxing glove. I got them in 16 ounces. These are made in Pakistan. They're a synthetic leather glove. You can get them through Amazon or on the Hawk boxing website. And they seem to be pretty popular for people that are starting off in boxing, that are new to the sport, or just want something that's really affordable. So wanted to see how these performed and if they were worth the cost, even though they're relatively cheap, and kind of give you guys my thoughts on the gloves overall. So you can see it says B92 there on the thumb, H Mold Tech. This is basically their way of saying injected molded foam. So it is an IMF glove. 16 ounces around the 3-inch Velcro strap. You also have the Hawk Boxing logo on the back of the glove. Hawk Boxing, tempt for greatness, whatever that means. Maybe reach for greatness. It does have a satin nylon liner. It has some glue marks, and the gloves are made in Pakistan. It does have, I'd say, about almost a full inch of nice dense padding on the back of the wrist and relatively no padding on the inside of the wrist. It's pretty floppy right there. You can see it has a kind of a gray piping. Ventilated holes on the palm as well as on the thumb, a nylon attached thumb, and a large grip bar right there. It is molded foam, so it definitely has a more dense foam feeling to it, or foam density. So you can see it's going to take a little bit of breaking in to kind of soften that up a little bit. And here they are next to each other, the left and the right glove. I'll show you guys the outside seams on there as well as on this side. Kind of give you guys a close-up. Hawk Boxing. There goes the gray on the bottom of the cuff. So there you have it. I'd say that the synthetic material in here has more of a satin type of look to it as far as the material goes right there, and is a little bit more on the thinner side, very similar to like the Everlast synthetic gloves as far as the thickness of the synthetic that they use on here. Go ahead and put these on the scale, see how much these weigh. And the right glove is right at 15.8, so that's good to see. And the left glove is right at 14.7, so that's not good. So this glove is over an ounce underweight, and the right glove is right on point with weight, about 0.2 ounces. So they're about 1 whole ounce off from each other. So let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on these Hawk boxing gloves. I got mine in this black, red, and silver color scheme. 16 ounces. This is a Velcro closure only glove. You can get it anywhere between 8 to 16 ounces, and they have one additional color, which is going to be their white and gold, which I think is a little bit more popular than this black color scheme. This is a glove that is made in Pakistan that uses a synthetic leather outside casing with a injected molded foam style of foam that goes over your knuckles. Now this is definitely a budget-minded entry-level glove. I've had these for a couple of weeks now as part of my rotation. I've used them in sparring, hitting the bags with them, so I have a pretty good idea of how these perform, what are the opportunities with the gloves, and what I think are the good things about this glove. Now you can get this glove on Amazon or even on the Hawk Boxing website, which is available. They also have other different models of gloves as well that you can look at. So I'll put the link in the description box on where you can find the other products. Design-wise, you can see that the glove has a medium profile. It's not a super compact glove, not overly huge as well. You can see that the synthetic material that they use on the outside, fairly similar to like I would call the Everlast type of synthetic material that they use, a little bit more on a tackier, thinner side, has more of a satin finish on it. You have the Hawk Boxing logo on the back of the glove that looks kind of like an H that's split down the middle. So that has a kind of a silver or gray with outlined in red. Kind of looks more of a pinkish rather than red. I'm not sure if that's the color they were going with, but that's that right there. You do have the Hawk Boxing logo on the Velcro strap trimmed in the silver or gray piping. It says Hawk Boxing, Tent for Greatness. Everything is printed on there. Down to the actual cuff is also silver as well, but about an inch of firm padding on the back of the wrist. Satin nylon liner on the inside. Full wraparound 3-inch Velcro strap right there. You can see the liner on the inside right there. The actual inside part of the wrist support is virtually non-existent. It's really soft, and to me that's a big opportunity right there, which I'll discuss here in a second. It says H Mold Tech, which is the kind of foam that they use in here, which is just a fancy way of saying molded foam. B92, you also have this attached thumb that's made out of nylon. A pretty nice large grip bar on the inside right there, and ventilated holes on the palm as well as on the thumb. Now quality wise, this glove can definitely use a lot of improvements. Mainly is going to be the stitching. You can see the stitching kind of fraying on the edges of the glove right there. The liner has some kind of like dirt and glue marks on the inside. You can also see some of the stitching pulling away on the piping as well as on the inside of the liner. Right there, you can see some of the foam that's actually exposed right there in between that sandwiched in the thumb. And the balance of the glove is a huge one. So the fact that they don't put any padding on the palm side or here, especially on the wrist for the support, makes that the glove is really top heavy. So you can see that it has a lot of sag, and you have virtually no wrist support in the midsection of the glove in the wrist area because of how heavy the molded foam is towards the front of the glove. So it would have been nice to see some balance right here in the middle of the glove to distribute the weight. And like I showed you guys earlier when I weighed the gloves on the scale, the left glove is a lot lighter than the right glove. So obviously the weight is off. And anytime you really have gloves that are off by like an ounce or more, not only just as a total weight, you know, compared to each other, that's a big deal because you want gloves to be at least symmetrical in weight, and obviously the actual physical design of the glove, you want it to be equal to each other. So that's definitely an opportunity as far as the weight goes with the glove. But the actual foam itself is molded foam. I've never been the biggest fan of injected molded foam just because of how stiff it is, and it definitely takes a longer time to break in when it comes to molded foam. But the actual material that they use on here is decent. Again, it's really similar to what Everlast uses on some of their entry-level elite pro style gloves that they use. And eventually over time with sweating, getting moisture on here, heat, and just different temperatures that you're using in the gym, it'll start to crack and break down. So that's my biggest concern with this type of synthetic material. Comfort of the glove, sliding in your hands in here. Gloves have decent comfort. The biggest issue I had with these gloves was the piping on the thumb was a little bit on the tight side right there. And the thumb is pretty stubby. So you can see the thumb is definitely on the shorter side, and I felt that my thumb would jam right here at the tip. And you can actually see the tip of my thumb coming right out there. A good amount of padding on the back of the thumb is just a little bit too short. So this being their larger size at 16 ounces, I can foresee someone that has longer fingers or just bigger hands having some discomfort right there. Now, the finger compartment is really nice and deep. So I definitely like the fact that they really have a nice deep finger compartment that allows you to form a really nice fist. You do feel the stitching where the fingertip compartment is, so I wish they covered that. And it is definitely a stiff glove. That's about as far as I can open the glove as much as possible. And again, all that has to do with the molded foam. The Velcro strap, you can see there, this can definitely benefit from having an elastic piece that kind of comes across to not allow this part to kind of bunch up like that. And the fact that you don't have any wrist support right here on the inside is definitely a huge factor. So I feel like the wrist support can definitely be much improved, and you can see just how much slack. Going backwards isn't bad because you have a firm amount of padding on the back of the wrist. It's just going forward, you can see just how floppy that is. The width of the hand compartment is actually really good. It's not too small, not too large. I don't feel like my hand wiggles around in there. The only complaints I would have is going to be the stiffness of the glove and the thumb being on the short side. Protection and performance is definitely more of a protective style glove. So if you're looking for a glove that does a really good job of absorbing shock, this would definitely be a good choice for that. You don't get much feedback from this glove, so if you're looking for something that has more pop, you really want to feel your knuckles sink in and get that connecting feeling, and then I couldn't really recommend this type of glove. This is more for those of you that maybe have some hand injuries, knuckle problems, want something that has a lot more shock absorption, and obviously are on a budget. So those are my biggest critiques with this glove in terms of the protection and performance. Cost-wise, I've seen the cost of these gloves vary anywhere between like $23 to $29. I got mine on Amazon, and at $23, obviously that's pretty cheap. I mean, you're not going to get much cheaper than that, especially when it comes to the entry-level gloves. You're looking anywhere between kind of the $20 to $30 price range when it comes to synthetic gloves. But with that even said, there's other gloves like the Chair Wings, the Zeng2 gloves, the ZTTY gloves that I've done reviews on that are kind of around that price point of $30 to $40, which I think are better gloves than these ones. I just can't recommend, even at a really cheap price point, I can recommend these gloves. To me, these are really similar to like the Everlast Pro Style Elite gloves, the entry-level ones that are made of synthetic. The wrist support is lacking. I feel like there's obviously some quality issues as far as the stitching kind of coming apart, and several areas that can definitely be improved to make this an overall better glove, regardless of the price point. So that's my take on this glove. If you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Hawk boxing gloves. See you guys next time. Peace.